Let's get it. Welcome back to another Streaming and Scheming. I'm continuing my attempt to build a community in D&D. A settlement of goblins, if you will. So if you're in my campaign, turn off now, because this is not for your eyes, because you're going to experience this at some point. But for everyone else, feel free to join me. So yeah. Last time I made the central creature of the settlement, Desinabri, a young blue dragon. Customized her a bit, had a lot of fun. These are the results. Still a CR9, can cast some spells, and has a versatile breath that she can either use the normal breath, or she can shape her breath into a creature summon that will fight for her. And she's an aquatic creature. Other than that, you know, she's just a lot of fun. So I had fun, so I'm like, alright, let's keep it going. So this time we have, we're going to be doing the actual goblins. So I mentioned last time I wanted there to be a couple of higher up goblins. You know, Desinabri is a dragon. She rules this settlement, but she doesn't bother herself with the mundane day-to-day governance of this community of goblins. So she would obviously outsource that to qualified goblins. So we're going to make at least two who are going to be the head honchos. So the two I have in mind are a martial leader and a more spiritual leader. So we are going to create a monster. Let's get it. Technically they're humanoids. How does the alphabet work again? Goblin. Why not? Okay. So this is going to be their martial leader. So he's obviously going to be better than CR 1/4. But this is an exceptional goblin. So normally he's a small creature, so his hit die would be a D6. We're going to make it a D10 though. Because effectively I want to make this guy like a paladin. Effectively. I'm not going to give him actual character levels, because that gets dicey when you give character levels to creatures. Because characters are inherently more complex than most monsters are, because, you know, you want to keep the game interesting. You want each player to have meaningful choices round to round. This is also a hit piece on the fighter. Meaningful choices from round to round, not just I attack 8 times. So yeah. That gets a bit cumbersome when you're dealing with actual creatures. So I don't want to just make him a paladin straight up, but I want to give him paladin-like attributes, enough that he could pass as a paladin. He'll obviously not be one. I don't expect it to fool my party members, but that's just what I'm wanting to do here. So we're gonna give him 17 dexterity. Constitution, he's already pretty beefy, but let's jack that up to, what, 14? Sure. Intelligence, 10. Wisdom, 8. Charisma, 8. Charisma, 13. Wisdom, 12. Why not? Bit more powerful than your average goblin. How many hit dice on this gotta have? I don't know about what CR. Probably about like CR 4, probably. What am I aiming for now that I think about what the Oh, CR4, effectively 116 to 130 for hit points. Okay, I can kind of go off on that a little bit then. If I give him what, 7 hit dice, what would that be? He has a +2, so that's a 14. And then that's 7.5 times 7 average, which is only 52. Oh my word, I'm dumb. I could go higher than that. You're sick. Could damn near double that actually, now that I think about it. So if I just give him 14, then he'll have 14 times 2, which is 28. And he should have 110, right? That's how math works. 7.5 times 14 is 105. I'm stupid. Which would put him CR3. That's cool. So if I wanted to be this is CR3 defensively. So for a paladin, what did I get again? Wisdom and charisma saving throws. Wisdom and charisma. Cool beans. So that guy will be about level 14, effectively. What do paladins get? Cleansing touch, ability mod improvement, ability score improvement, improved divine smite. Ooh, he gets divine smite at that level. Ooh, aura of courage. So he's definitely gonna have extra attack. He's definitely gonna have a fighting style, maybe. The main thing is the smite, as I want him to be able to smite. So, if I give him 4 effective smites, okay, that should be Gucci. Should be Gucci. Let's give him con saves too, just because I assume we took a feat for it at some point. Might boost his dexterity to 18, I'm not sure. Oh, hold on a second, I have to check something. Do I? I might, actually. I need to check something. Player's handbook. I need to look at equipment, because I had an image of this guy in my head, but now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I'll be able to do that. If he's dexterity based, a hand axe is not going to work, because they're not versatile. So he would have to be strength based. And that's fine. So what if we kept his dexterity at 14, but just improved his strength to 17? Yeah, because hand axes are strength based. And hand axes are light and they're D6. Hand axes are what I want him to have. Okay. Okay. Sick. So he has those. Okay, if he does, he's not gonna have a shield. And he needs equipment. Armor. Not. He could use heavy armor, but I don't see him doing that. His dexterity is +2. If he wore a breastplate, he would have 16. If he wore half plate, he would have 17. Half plate would give him disadvantage on stealth, but he's not really... I mean, I guess he might use stealth. He's got decent dexterity. Well, if he's head of defense, or the soldiers and hunters, then having stealth would actually behoove him. Okay, he'll have a breastplate. Not made of metal, because he's out there in the wilderness. Breastplate, so his AC is 14 plus 2. 16. It's not terrible. Oh yeah, this guy's name. He doesn't really need a name right now, but I still kind of want to give him one. I almost just said Jacob. That's just Jacob. Stupid. What sounds goblin? I'm stupid. It's a very normal name, Rourke. Nah, I already had a character named Royce, so that would be weird. That's a little bit too close. Rokta? Rocco. Rocco Sock'em Robots? Rocco? Rocco? Korok. Korok seed. There we go. Why not? Sure. If I want him to be about CF4. Okay, he's a goblin. He can do the nimble escape. Monstrous goblins don't have Fury of the Small. Only player character goblins do, which is weird. But I mean, again, it's one less thing you want to keep track of. One less thing you have to keep track of. But he is a more unique creature, so I'm already going to be keeping track of his smites, so I guess I could make it easier on myself and not have him have Fear of the Small. But he is a unique goblin, so I think I will have him have it, which is a weird way of saying that. Okay, so Fury of the Small, which is 1 per day. It's 1 per short rest. When this creature deals damage to another creature at least one size category larger than it. It's one size category larger, it can deal an extra 14 damage. Category. Okay, that's sick. He's already gonna have smites though. Is that too much? Because if we have Draconic Smite, which at his level would be like 4 per long rest, because he would technically need spell slots if he were a real paladin. This creature hits with a weapon attack. It can deal an extra. How much is a paladin smite? Divine Smite. Extra damage in addition to the weapons damage. Extra damage is 2d8 for a first level spell slot, plus 1d8 for each spell slot higher than first. To maximum of 5d8. Okay, so just make it 2d8, I suppose. An extra 9. Average of 9. 2d8 lightning damage. Yeah, that checks out. So, again, I'm playing fast and loose with how much I want him to actually have as a paladin. Very small, Draconic Smite. He deals the same kind of damage that the dragon does. That checks out. I don't have him knowing any spells, and I think that's probably fine. He's just paladin-like. He's not a real paladin. Let's see, what else do paladins actually get? I'm looking at them right now. Divine Sense, Lay on Hands. Not really. Fighting Style. Now, he would get Defense, Dueling, Great Weapon, or Protection. I will essentially give him the fighter's 2-weapon fighting, so they can draw their second weapon as part of the action to attack, and he can make one attack as a bonus action. Two-weapon fighting. This creature makes one hand axe attack. Okay. So he effectively has this bonus action. Why is that not under bonus actions? This is a bonus action. Why is that not down here? It's weird. Yeah, so since neither of these are an action, he could do them both at the same time, which is going to be important for determining his DPR. So instead of a scimitar, he has a hand. He has two hand axes. Hand axe, which is actually... gonna be magic. Big fun. Okay, so if it's a CR 4, his proficiency bonus is +2. If he's CR 5, his proficiency bonus is +3. So he has a +3, and I don't like that description. It paints them all in the same brush, and it doesn't apply to my goblins. So this is going to be a +5 to hit, 5-foot reach, 1 target. Or he can throw it, like it's a hand axe. So it deals 6 average. Okay, that's 1d6 +3, because he has +3 to his strength. Slashing damage. Plus 2, 1d4 lightning damage. Reach 5 feet or thrown. Range 20, 60. Yes, okay, so reach 5 feet or thrown, range 20 to 60 feet. Easy shmoney. So this average DPR is 8 per attack. And then he has a short bow, which would be a +4. He can Draconic Smite and Fear of the Small on the short bow, so it's worthwhile for him to have that. He doesn't really want to throw his hand axes, but he can. He could if he wanted to. They don't magically come back to him, which would be sick. Dragon Scale Hand Axe. Why not? Just to make clear. Dragon Scale? Well, why not? To make clear what is happening here. So the dragon helped make this weapon. It's technically a magic item. It's a magic weapon. Its effect is deals 1d4 lightning damage on a hit. Cool beans. Weirdly, that is the gist of what he can do. Yeah, he's better in melee than he is at range. He can throw his hand axes that would be stronger than his short bow. Okay, so as he is right now, he can attack 3 times in 1 round. For maximum DPR, which would, each one deals 8. Each one deals 8. 3 times 8 is 24. Which would not be big damage. Which would not be big damage. That would put him CR 3. So right now he's just a CR 3. But that's before, because he's also defensively a CR 3. But that's before we add in his smites and Fear of the Small. So, maximum DPR is on that first turn. He does 3 attacks, and then does Fear of the Small. That's actually more damage than his smite. But he can Fear of the Small and smite on the same attack. So he's going to. So that first attack is 8 plus 23, which is 31 on that first attack, and then another 16. I'm going at this a weird way, actually. Now that I think about it. He has 3 attacks. He can do this 3 times, this once on that first turn. And then this 1 more time on the second turn. So his DPR, it doesn't matter where these numbers go in the calculation. Doesn't matter if he spreads them out between in 3 turns or stacks them all in 1 turn. Doesn't really actually matter that much. So his damage is 24 naturally. Then he can do this 4 times, which is 36. And plus this is 50. So he has 50 bonus damage he can do at any time during these rounds. Total of 50. So his normal DPR is 24. But he has 50 bonus damage, which we can then just distribute the 3. So 50 divided by 3 is 16. Rounds up to 17, but whatever, 16. 24 plus 16 is 40. So in those 3 rounds, his average DPR is going to be 40. Which is CR 6. That's fun. So he is defensively a CR 3, but offensively a CR 6, which puts him in either CR 4 or 5. Wait, no, defensively he's actually a CR 4 because its AC is higher. So this dude's actually a CR 5. Bam. Which affects his proficiency bonus, making this a +6 and this a +5. That's happy. Also increases his saves. Cool beans. Nintendo, please. Cool, man. So he's a CR 5 creature. That's sick. Did disengage or hide? Yes. D10s, damage adjustments. That's fine. Immunities, not immune to anything. He's just a goblin man. Okay, cool beans. I will save those changes to Korok. Languages. He does not speak Common, but I'll tell you what he does speak. Draconic. He's going to be one of the few goblins who can actually speak Draconic to the dragon. I mean, in a community run by a dragon, it wouldn't be odd if some goblins could speak Draconic, but it wouldn't be common, I don't feel like. There's only the one dragon. And it only commonly interacts with a couple goblins, the higher-ups. Senses, dark vision. I kind of hampered dark vision. 15, brother, what's up? I think it's 15 or 20, somewhere in there. Okay, skills. Okay, first I have to edit this because they give him expertise and stealth. I'm not gonna do that. His base value, he has a +2. It's a +5. 2 + 5. 2 + 3 is 5. I'm gonna add a skill. Athletics. He has a +3, so that'd be a +6 total. I'm gonna give him expertise in athletics instead, which is an additional +3. This man has a +9 in athletics. That is good. History. Intimidation would be good for him. We're gonna go with survival. I think I gave him neutral wisdom. Did I give him neutral wisdom or not? I thought just the +3. Is it only a +3? No, he has a +1. Okay. So his survival is actually 4. Anyway, I'm going to give him expertise in that, too. Because he is in charge of the soldiers and the hunters. Just the fighting class, the ones that wield the weapons. Good. Stealth, athletics, survival, and perception. Why not? And perception is not going to be expertise. You really don't want to give expertise too many times. So it's going to be brain fart. 4. His survival is going to be 4. He has 4 skills. Do I really want him to have expertise in 2 of those skills? No, I don't. That's a bit much. +4 in survival is absolutely fine. Movement, walking speed of 30 feet. Excellent, okay. So this is Korok. So this is one of the higher-ups. One of the higher-up goblins. And I want there to be one other, I believe. Like the more... political is not the right word, but the more spiritual leader. Okay, you're good. You're good, Korok. Thank you. CR5, Gucci. We're going to create a monster. Once again, we're going to be basing it on a goblin. So I don't have to type that stuff in there. Bat, create. Now this goblin why did I want to name them Kesha? That is not at all appropriate. Also a goblin, so they have nimble escape. Don't know why they don't put that in the bonus action. Small. I want them to make them a spellcaster, but what kind of spellcaster? I was thinking a warlock, but now I'm kind of feeling a druid, actually. You know, I'm kind of feeling a druid. Hold on. I have copy of goblin, but druids already have... Hold on, could I have just done a paladin? Curious. PP? No, priest. Okay, there was no paladin. But there is actually a druid right here. Spell casting. What do they have? Druid craft, produce flame, entangle, long strider, speak with animals, thunder wave, animal messenger, bark skin. This is horrendous to look at. Good lord. Okay. What is this? Okay, so. Yeah, I'm feeling a druid now. A warlock would be fun, but druids, man. Teferi. It's not MTG Teferi, but everything is your fault, Teferi. Everything. Alignment. Neutral. Lawful neutral. chaotic neutral. Just neutral. Whatever. Hit with spell attacks. Has the following druid spells prepared. Okay. Wisdom of 16, easy money. I know they have training in intelligence and wisdom saving throws. $12 dex, 13 con. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, 12 dex, 13 con is a 5th level caster. Spellcasting ability is wisdom. Okay. Wisdom is 16, so it's... I also want this to be a CR5. Who knows if I'll get it there? That would make a spellcasting DC 14. It was a CR5 with that. Druidcraft, fine. Produce flame and shillelagh. I kind of wanted to make them a warlock, but you know what? Now we're not going to do that. Now we're just going straight druid. Druid. I'm looking at the spells on my other screen. Again, with spells, you want them to make sense. Druidcraft is fine. Thunderclap. And since they're 5th level, their cantrips are stronger. Instead of produce flame, not create water, shape water. Capitalization doesn't really matter, but I still like to do it. Frostbite would be fun. Instead of shillelagh. Frostbite? I want them all to be the same. Druidcraft, shape, water, frostbite. They don't have a lightning cantrip? That's so stupid. Primal Savagery is acid. Question. How many spells he got at this point? A level 5, he should only have 3 cantrips. Okay. Okay. Cool beans. Druidcraft. What can you do with Druidcraft again? Create a tiny, harmless sensory effect that predicts the weather that will be in your location for the next 24 hours. You instantly make a flower blossom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom. Create an instantaneous, harmless sensory effect such as falling leaves, puff of smoke, the sound of a small animal, or the faint odor of a skunk. The effect must fit in a 5-foot cube. Instantly snuff or light a candle, torch, or small campfire. That's useful. Okay. And then shape water. It's a water dragon, so that makes sense. which is you can choose an area of water you can see within range that fits in a 5-foot cube. You can instantaneously move or change the flow of it. You cause the water to form into simple shapes and animate it at your direction. This change lasts for 1 hour. You change the water's color or opacity. The water must be changed in the same way throughout. Or you freeze the water, provided there are no creatures in it. The water unfreezes in 1 hour, or melts. Cool beans. And then frostbite is just a Constitution saving throw, or they take at his level, or her. Toffrey. Take 2d6 cold damage and has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. Which is a good one to have. It can count as a melee attack. It's not really a melee attack, it's just you just make them make a saving throw. Okay. Instead of Longstrider, I want Animal Friendship. Cool beans. To be able to be with the beasts. Hold on, is that concentration? No. Excellent. Speak with animals or beast bond. Beast bond would be helpful. Beast bond allows you through the link, the beast can understand your telepathic messages to it and can telepathically communicate simple emotion concepts back to you while the link is active. The beast gains advantage on attack rolls against any creature you can see. It's not the spell I thought it was. Weird. Water, cure wounds, detect magic, earth tremor, entangle, fairy fire, fog cloud, good berry. Healing word, ice knife. Jump, long strider. Just speak with animals. Speak with animals is fine. Thunder wave, great. It's like a thunder spell. It's a lightning dragon, but thunder is close enough. Entangle? Do I want entangle? Do I want entangle? I don't know. Entangle's good for people to have, but honestly, like fairy fire would be useful too. Or Earth Tremor, the Get Off Me spell. Fairy Fire as a Get Off Me spell would be useful. Or Earth Tremor would be. Ice Knife is good. Again, it's more cold. They have Thunder Wave as an offensive spell. Animal Friendship, speak with animals. Do I want entangle? Oh, functionally, Toffery is going to be like a spiritual leader of the goblins and like a settlement maker. You know, helping them organize their settlement. Entangle, I don't know. Let's keep that for now. I don't want to dwell on that for too long. Second level. Barkskin, sure, and Animal Messenger. Kind of want to give him one more. Pass Without Trace would be mean, just for stuff. Lesser Restoration. That's very important. It's a very important kind of spell for someone who's supposed to keep a connection with the people and lead them, because if they get cursed or catch a disease or something, the druid needs to be able to do something about it. And so now we've got third level, which is 2 slots. This is where stuff starts to get kind of schnasty. Okay. I'm gonna give him 2 third-tier spell slots, or 2 third-tier spells, as well as spell slots. Call Lightning. That synergizes very well with the dragon, who also knows Call Lightning. Fun fact: Call Lightnings can feed off of each other in order to get stronger. If 2 Call Lightnings are feeding off of each other, oh no, that's a house rule. If you allow the 2 Call Lightnings to feed off each other, they each deal 4d10 on a hit instead of 3d10, which can be gross. I kind of want Conjure Animals. For the other one, yes. I will do that. Also great, because they live with beasts, and Conjure Animals is just like, hey, by the way, you summon Fey spirits that take the form of beasts. So obviously the ones that he's gonna prefer are going to be like the beasts they have in their settlement, which I teased last time. So he still has Barkskin. He has 12 dex. I mean, that's not great, but that's okay. Gotta give him the bonus action of a goblin. I forgot what it was called. Nimble Escape. Institution then needs bonus action to take the... That is not correct. Hello? Or the hide action. Okay. Humanoid small. Not any race. Monster tags. Goblinoid. A D8, yes. Okay. Bump his Constitution up to 14 because I want to. Also trained in Constitution saving throws. Just assume they took the feat. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be okay. $14. 14 times 2 is 28. Average hit points is going to be 6.5 times 14. 91. Whoop. I'm going to be about the same strength. 91 is going to be... Do it. Do it. It's technically CR2. Technically, it's going to be CR2. And that's fine, I suppose. None of this applies. God, that's horrible to look at. Quarterstaff. Yeah, could use a quarterstaff. But quarterstaffs aren't versatile. No, they're versatile. They're not, finesse. That's the word I'm looking for. A sickle is not finesse either. Seems like it would be. I think I made them finesse in my campaign just because that makes sense. There's no reason why they shouldn't be. Daggers are just better in every way, and they're both simple melee weapons, so I see no reason why sickles should not be finesse. Sickle. Now, he does not have Shillelagh, so melee weapon attack is his proficiency is +3. His dexterity is... What's his dexterity again? 12? Yeah, 12. Okay. So it's just a +4 to attack. Reach 5 feet, 1 target. Hit is going to be, it's only a D4, so it's going to be 3. 1d4 plus 1 slashing damage. Sick. Is not really going to be using the sickle in combat, to be perfectly honest. So, to calculate offensive CR, you take Call Lightning and multiply it by that. Call Lightning does 3d10, which is actually effectively 6d10, which is 33 average damage. 33 average damage is CR5. I'll still make them a CR5, even though they should be a CR4. I just want their proficiency to be a little bit higher. And they are more of a problem than their offense would otherwise suggest. Because if they have 44, if they have a natural storm, then their damage per round is 44, which is the very top of CR6, bordering on CR7. So CR5 is fine. CR5 is good. It's sick. It's nasty. Yes. Conjure animals. Good. Nimble escape. Okay. We have succeeded. We're going to save those. Languages. We're going to know Draconic. We're going to know Goblin. Goblin D's nuts, got him. Him being me. And we're gonna know Hook Horror. No, we're gonna know Giant Eagle. No, Druidic. There we go. Bam! Senses. Dark vision. 15 feet. Because I kneecapped dark vision in my campaign because it was too strong. Skills. Nature. She's a +3 proficiency, so this is a 4. He's got a +3 and he has a +3 proficiency. That's +6. Perception, again, is 6. Add a skill, survival, which is also a 6. Gucci, I'm cool with that. He doesn't have expertise in nothing, but that's okay. Toffrey is okay with that. What was I just thinking? I had a thought when I was doing skills, but it left me. Draconic, Goblin, Druidic. Oh, what was I thinking about? Was I just thinking about the beasts? I think I was. Okay. And we need some animals. So we have the dragon at the top. We have the 2 like right-hand men or women. Doesn't matter to me. Haven't even decided on their genders yet. Yeah, so we have the dragon at the center. We have the right-hand people, the functional leaders of the community. As for the individual goblins, I think I'll just use the standard, bog standard goblin entry. They're fine. They're CR 1/4. Standard, they have like a scimitar and a short bow, but I can probably, like, I can change out the scimitar for like a spear if I want. That'd be fine. Or like a dagger or something. It doesn't really matter. As long as they have both melee and ranged, I'm happy. I might just keep it as a scimitar. Honestly, just keep them bog standard, except they don't speak common because there is no common in my campaign setting. So that's fine. Okay, so there's that. We got the basic goblins. And then there are obviously the goblin commoners. Not all these goblins are going to be combatants. We have families and farmers here as well. So we need to make a couple of beasts to round it out. A couple of beasts of burden. What animals do they use? Let me tell you. The first one, which is a sleeper of a animal. Giant lizard. Ooh, the variant? Hello? Aquatic. So the giant lizard is CR 1/4, but it's a large creature. Gotta love it. Instead of that, it has hold breath. Holds breath for up to 15 minutes, which is a long, long time. We got a normal bite attack. Bam. Which deals 6 damage. It's not actually a bad attack, to be honest. 1d8 plus 2 piercing damage. Average of 6. Yeah, that's really... also, 19 average hit points. These things are tanky, and they're only CR 1/4. For a CR 1/4, they're pretty tanky. Strength 15, Dex 12, Con 13, Intelligence, Wisdom, Charisma. Okay, this is gonna be like the beast of burden for the community. They live in like a jungle, so it makes sense that it'd be like a lizard or another cold-blooded creature, just because they exist there. And they can swim, which is always good. They can walk on land and they can swim, which is good. Movement, instead of a climb speed, they have a swim speed. Bam. Senses, dark vision out to 30 feet. They're an animal. I'm fine with that. No skills. That's fine by me. So this is literally all the changes I made. It's not even that big of a change, just a variant of giant lizard that they suggest in the monster manual. But this is great. They're large, meaning that not only can a goblin ride this as a mount, like 4 goblins can ride this as a mount. It only has to be one size category larger than you to use it as a mount. So a medium creature could use this as a mount, and goblins are small, so like 4 of them could ride this at once, which would be hilarious. I want to see that. So yeah, these are the beasts of burden. They pull the plows. They wouldn't go hunting with them because their stealth is not the best, but they would actually bring them hunting just because they need something to pack meat. And they also pull double time as like guard animals, so they help keep post and keep watch and keep the village safe. I don't know about like the size of the village. I'm thinking like 100 or so individuals for the goblins would be fine. That would give a decent breeding pool if you want to be scientific about it. I think that would be enough to prevent serious inbreeding problems. But people, they do get the visitors from time to time. So it's not all goblins. The vast majority are goblins, but they're going to have like a dragonborn here, an elf there. couple of humans, probably. Just wanderers from the wilds who just happened upon them and chose to stay. So it's not like they have no... It's not like the same blood is just being passed around kind of grossly. You know, 120 individuals would probably be fine. I'm not a geneticist, so I might be saying something that's like a way low ball here. But that's my general idea for it. As for the lizards, there's probably... I mean, there's not going to be as many. I'm thinking probably between 1/2 and 1/4 the number of individual humanoids, just so that it's easier to keep them under control. And you're going to have like professional trainers who it's their job to train these things. And the druid would actually be the head of that, because they can speak with animals and cast animal friendship. And why are they not trained in handle animal? Hold on a second. that is something I need to fix. But yes, giant lizard aquatic save changes. I am sorry, I must go back to Toffrey. How does the alphabet go? Toffrey. Edit. Skills. Add a skill. They don't have expertise in anything, but they do have 5 skills. Whew! Animal handling. There we go. Okay. Toffrey's in charge of handling the animals and training them and getting them accustomed to domesticated life. Great. And I mentioned one where the dragon allows a certain kind of beast to live in the caves where the dragon's lair is. It's another giant creature. It's a giant octopus. Now this one's going to be a little bit more... this one's going to be a little bit bigger of a change. Because this one is going to be charged. And I mean like elementally charged. Hold breath while out of water. The octopus can hold its breath for 1 hour. Underwater camouflage. The octopus has advantage on dexterity stealth checks made while underwater, and the octopus can only breathe underwater. So what is the big change here? Well, one, it is resistant to lightning damage. Even just that, that's an important change. Saving throw proficiencies, it's fine. It's not proficient in anything. These are just... any changes I make here are from it living basically inside a dragon's lair. It's resistant to lightning, and its tentacles do the exact same thing. If it is a creature, it is grappled, escape DC 16. Until this grapple ends, the creature is restrained, and the octopus can't use its tentacles on another target. Okay. It's going to have another attack, or ink cloud. The area is heavily obscured for 1 minute, although significant current can disperse the ink. After releasing the ink, the octopus can use a dash action as a bonus action. Okay. Charge squeeze? Nah, just electrocute. Why are we doing that? Electrocute. The escape DC on its grapple is 16. Why? Even if it scales on strength, it has a +3. Its proficiency is only +2, so that's a +5. 8 plus 5 is 13. Why is this DC 16? A DC 13. Constitution saving throw or take. That deals average 10. Or half that. Nice, 6. Success. Okay, so this is a secondary attack that it has. If it has a dude grappled, it can just shock him. And actually, this would mean there's no change in its DPR. It would still be 10. DPR would still be 10, which is near the bottom of CR1. So if I make this 4d6, this goes up to 14 damage, which is at the peak of CR1 that they recommend. Which is good, because that means that its damage per round is still in the CR1 range, but its electrocute has the potential to deal quite a bit more damage than the tentacles do. The tentacles' max damage is 15, whereas the max damage on the electrocute is 24. The potential for the damage is much greater. And I like that. And then Ink Cloud can be the same. This is also a good way to add flavor to a creature without is just give it like another option, especially if it's a more simple creature. Just give it one more option to use for its action, but just make it just a little bit stronger than its other option. Like here, I made it so that it has to be grappling a creature to do this. But even though it deals more damage, its overall CR is still a CR1. The lightning resistance is more substantial, but lightning isn't that common. So I still consider this a CR1 creature. And I can imagine in the lair, there's going to be probably half a dozen to a dozen of these things, just in the caves. Not like in the lair. She wouldn't allow these octopods in the lair, but she would allow them to live in the underground flooded seawater tunnels that connect to the ocean. So it's a safe place for the octopuses, or octopods, octopi, to live. They're not going to hunt there. They're going to hunt by going out into the ocean. But then they can come back and have a safe place to rest if the storm gets too violent. Or maybe there are some fish that come in here and the octopi feed on those. Also keep the dragon's lair relatively free of pests. and she allows them to live there, and they have acquired just a touch of elemental power from the dragon, from living in close proximity. So, yeah. I like that. I'm gonna add something to this, actually. If the octopus takes lightning damage, the next time it uses this action within 1 minute, the target has disadvantage on the saving throw. And I like that. That's a nice little screw you. It's not practically useful for it to have, but that's just some nice flavor. And that kind of stuff is important too. Just add just a sprinkling, a dash of flavor in there. Yeah. I could have increased the damage it dealt, but I didn't want to jack up its CR by doing that. So I'm just like, disadvantage on the saving throw. You don't take more damage for rolling a 1, so it doesn't matter. Just a little bit of flavor. Don't electrocute these things. You can hurt them, but they're used to channeling that kind of power. Why is the escape DC 16? That's very weird to me. So we saved him changes. Bam. Senses, dark vision out to 60 feet. It's an animal. I'm fine with that. Skills. Stealth. Has expertise in it. Nice. And expertise in perception. You're sick. Movement. Walk 10 feet. Swim 60. They have a swim speed of 60 feet? Whoo! They're as fast as the dragon. They would not beat it in a fight by any stretch of the imagination. They would not. There's no way. Okay, so if we assume, talking about total changes here, or talking about the entire community, you've got one CR9, which is worth 5,000 XP. You've got 2 CR5s, which are each worth 1,800. So it's 36 between them, 86 total. Next, you've got the octopods. Let's say there's 10. Each of them are CR1, worth 200 XP. So 10 times 10 is 2,000. That was 5,000 plus 36, which is 86, plus 2,000 is 10,600. And then we got CR1 quarters, which are both the goblins. Are goblins CR1 quarter or 1/2? No, 1 quarter or 1/8. Goblins are CR1 quarter, okay. So of the goblins that can fight, let's say there's 120 total members of the community. Let's say half of them are trained with the weapons and stuff. You know, so then there's like room for children, farmers, and elders. Let's say half of them are able-bodied and ready to fight. So that would be about 60. They're worth 50 XP a piece, so they're going to be about 3,000, should be. Yeah, 3,000 XP of normal goblins. Of fighting goblins. And then if there's 60 fighting goblins, I can see there being 20 giant lizards, maybe? I mean, they're found in the wild, so it's not like... They're found in the wild and then brought in to domesticate and breed, so it's not like I have to worry about the breeding pool there. So if there's 20 or so giant lizards, they are also CR 1/4. 50 times 20 is going to be 1,000, so that's 4,000. So it's going to be 14,600 XP for this entire settlement. Not that I expect my party to fight everything, because 60 goblins is a lot of goblins, and you gotta keep action economy in mind when you're doing combat. If one side vastly outnumbers the other side, there's gonna be problems for the smaller side. Just because more actions means more capacity to fuck your shit up. So yeah, it's always important to keep that in mind. We're talking about 16,000 XP, so that'd be if they killed everything. So I'd like to keep that number in mind so that if they like save the village from impending doom, or they finish some kind of story quest related to the village by like helping them out, it might be nice to like give them that as a quest reward, for doing that for the village if it warrants that kind of reward. Because between like 4 people, it's like 4,000 experience. Or maybe just use that 16,000 experience and say you can earn up to that much XP in quests related to the settlement, if you want to do it that way. Maybe they don't get it all in one go, but maybe they have a couple things they need help with. Like, first you get it by like negotiating with the settlement and helping them to repair their gates and their farmland, and then you get like 1,000 XP apiece, and then you help them take down a local threat. Maybe an elemental has been going crazy, and you help them take it down. You like spearhead the attack, so then you get experience for the combat encounter, but then you also get the experience for helping NPCs. And then the remaining like 2,000 could be gotten if you go into the polis, the lost polis of Argos, and bring the dragon back, like a highly sought after, very beautiful piece of art that they so covet and desire. Then they might give you not only maybe a more tangible reward for helping them, but also the experience to go along with like completing a quest. Those are just a few ways you could use the XP of a settlement. Like, you can get it either through combat or by helping them, because you want to reward people. You want to reward your players for being good people in game, for affecting change in the world, not just through murdering. As long as they're affecting change in the world in like a meaningful way, they should get XP for it. That's just my opinion. That way they're not like compelled to only be murder hobos. So yeah, that's the basic. Those are all the creatures that I really want to be in the settlement. At least that are part of the settlement proper. You got your big creature who's technically in charge. You got the resident dragon. You've got the higher ups. You've got the warrior class, if you want to call it that. The able-bodied fighters, and then you got the villagers, which I don't really need to stat out. They're commoners. They're going to have average stats about, and I mean, they're goblins, so of course there's going to be a modifier there. They're going to be a little bit more dexterous than average, but they're commoners. Don't really have to sweat the details there. You got the beasts of burden, the lizards, which can serve many functions as, again, they can pull the plows, they can aid in defense, they can pack meat when they go out hunting, they can fulfill a lot of different roles, so they're a versatile creature to have, and it's one that they don't really have to go very far to find because they live in a jungle, so it makes sense that they would use a creature that lives there. Plus, they're also only CR 1/4, so any one giant lizard isn't that much of a threat if it starts to act up. It's a threat for sure. It deals 1d8 damage on its bite attack, but one bite attack, unless it's a critical hit, isn't enough to kill a goblin in one hit. And a goblin is also CR 1/4, so it's like an even fight between an armed goblin and a giant lizard, and that makes them even more useful because, like, you don't have to worry about one of them catching rabies and going on a murder spree, because they'll definitely be able to stop it. There'll be some injuries for sure, maybe a casualty, but they'll very handily be able to bring it down. You never want to domesticate a creature that's too powerful, because then the creature will understand intrinsically it's stronger than you. Unless you basically torture it into submission. That's usually how you do that kind of thing, or it's too stupid to understand that it is actually subservient to you. But trying to domesticate animals that are a lot stronger than you is always a risky business. And when you're in the middle of nowhere and with no one else to help you, it's not really a business you want to be into. They could try to tame the elementals there, but it probably wouldn't work out. So yeah, that's the village. I think I'm going to stick with that 16,000 about experience. Actually going to make a note of that right now. So we got the commoners, which is about 60, let's say. We've got the able-bodied fighters, which is about 60. And then we got the XP for them. There's 0 XP for the commoners. You don't get experience for killing commoners. You can, if they're like enough of them, they'll be worth 10 XP apiece. But I'm not gonna count that in my calculations. There's 3,000 there. There are giant lizards. I had it at 20, so that is 1,000 experience there. We got giant octopus charged. I had it at 10, which is 2,000 because they're worth 200 apiece. We got leaders, which there are 2 of them, for a total XP of 3,600, and then we got the dragon, which there's only 1, and it's worth 9,000. And the total XP I forgot how to do equations. Woo! In Excel. There we go. 18,000! My goodness! My goodness! I did not realize. And also with 6... Actually, I want to jack up the giant lizards to 30. Why not? That means that there's... For every giant lizard, there's 2 able-bodied fighters. times 50 XP, 1500. I should just do all of these as equations equals that times 50. Equals that times 200. There we go. So we got 19,000 XP about. What would happen if I add the commerce in there? Let's just be 1,600 or 600 XP because that equals that times 10, which is just 600. So 19,700 is the XP we are dealing with. So it's about 20,000 XP. Okay, I like that. Each, in the time of war, each giant lizard will have 2 goblins mounted on it. Probably both with short bows. Because mounted combat with ranged weapons is hilarious because the mount gets its own turn. It gets its own action, so it can just take the disengage action, and then the goblins don't suffer opportunity attacks because they are being forcibly moved by the lizards. So they're just immune to opportunity attacks. So yeah. So potential total quest XP for each character, if there's 4, is about 5,000 for total quest rewards relating to the village. And I like that kind of method. Again, just rewarding your players for affecting change in the world around them, whether it be through murdering or helping people till their farmland. So yeah, all that's left is for me to make the map, but I'm not gonna stream that. I'm not gonna put that into video form, just because I don't want to. It's not really anything deeper than that. I don't think that'd be very interesting to watch. I'm a horrible artist. I use Roll20 because I moved away, and COVID especially made it so online was just the way to go. So I use Roll20. I'm not proficient at using it at all. So, you know, there's that. So it looks very rough. It's kind of funny how childish it looks. It looks like I'm just a toddler just attempting to make a map that even vaguely makes sense. Because I am. But yeah, I'm not gonna stream that. So next time, I think I'll just be doing something fun. Just another bout of creating a couple creatures, maybe thematically linked, like I did the last time with getting toxic. That was fun. I still think about that. I'm still thinking about the putrid corpse. I love that creature. It's so stupid, but I love it. So yeah. Next time, we'll probably be doing something like that the next time I have another streaming and scheming. So yeah, until then, keep on going on. Bye.